Good afternoon. It is the 24th of December and this is a Christmas catch-up and a Christmas vlog. I've just arrived. The gate is still closed and surprisingly our banner is still attached to the gate because we've had some serious wind. Oh, our flag's not doing too well. Right enough. Maybe we need to get a replacement flag. This will be an update because we've not been down for 3 or 4 weeks. Mechanical problems with the van, brakes stopped working, but also the weather was terrible, and also Christmas, so for scouts, Christmas post, and all the usual stuff that goes on in December. I hardly ever mention it, but I don't like Christmas, so I thought I'd come down here to spend Christmas Day at Towford. I have brought many supplies, way more than I could ever need. I've got Christmas decorations to put up. I don't have any Christmas decorations to put up. I brought a Christmas tree, also a lie. But I have brought presents for myself from Amazon Santa Amazon. Santa Amazon. So we're here, and I can tell you that my amazing frost insulation system has not worked. Hopefully these tanks, however, will now be filled with water. It's a bit windy, so if you can't hear me, that'll be why. Doesn't look too bad. Let's go into them. I'm a wee bit worried about the water catchment upstairs because we haven't emptied those buckets and it has rained a lot. So there's more plaster down there. That's not a good sign. That's new. There must be more slates down on that roof. Dang it. Bucket number 1, that one never seems to fill. Oh, hello. Oh. That is not good at all. So that whole lintel's come down. Right. Okay. Right. I think that is exceedingly bad news. That is some serious structural damage. Okay, so there's a little bit of extra work to do, I suppose. We need to maybe have a wee think about how if we can fix this. These cross beams stop the roof from flexing, so in terms of downward pressure it stops the roof bowing out, and in terms of sideways pressure it stops the roof from caving in, I suppose is the way to put it. That's kind of what they do. That's 3 of them down, and that isn't terminal, but because the building is so wet and the rest of the wood isn't in such great shape and I'm standing right underneath it, possibly quite foolishly. I mean, it was only a matter of time before this happened, and I'm not really surprised, a wee bit disappointed because, you know, bureaucracy and paperwork just get in the way of reality. I really, it just does. So I'm not sure what to say about it. Obviously it's Christmas Eve. I'm not going to get onto the council now because I'll probably not be back, and I don't know that it will make any difference, to be honest. Next year we were hoping to see some movement, at least on the lease, because we can't do anything until we've got a lease. Maybe this will provide them with the impetus to figure it out, to get it done. This part of the building is under a different roof from that part of the building. I think it would be okay to stay here. The question is, given everything, the state of the place, this does not weather well in the winter, this building. It really doesn't. There's a lot of damp. I could start a fire and that would help, you know, that would certainly take the edge off, but it's a real shame. It really is. It's a real shame and a huge disappointment. And not a very nice Christmas present. Thanks very much, Outdoor Centre. So, will I or will I not stay? Let's have a think about it. I'm still here. I've decided to stay at least one night. I think it will be okay. So let's not talk about the roof. Let's just not talk about that. Let's talk about what I fixed. I fixed this, or a broken pipe. So that's patched. I'll need to drain it down before I leave though, otherwise it will break again. That, which was up there, that can stay there. This, not the bucket, but this bit here is the Towford foot bath. So before you go into the building, you're supposed to take your socks and shoes off and walk through this foot bath thing. So I've mopped that, but it's still leaking really badly. So I haven't fixed that. I cleaned those. I cleaned that because there was a dead mouse on it. I cleaned that because there was a dead mouse on it. And I cleaned that because it was covered in mouse droppings. All of that I swept. And I lit that. Lighting a fire in a place really just raises the tone. Whether you're in a building, if you can light a fire in a building, or you're on a campsite while camping, if you can light a fire, even if you don't need to cook anything, and you're able to light a fire, which is to say you have permission to light a fire wherever it is that you happen to be, you're not damaging the ground, light a fire because it raises the tone, it raises the mood. I really just thought, I'll just go home because, do you know, I think the roof upstairs can go to one side. It doesn't really figure in it. It's a different part of the roof, and I mean, if any more of it comes down and I'm here, I will literally shit myself. The noise that must have made, it's a heck of a lump of wood that came off above the window there. But I'm not going to think about that. I'm just going to pretend that didn't happen. I think, as I've always said, there needs to be some life in the place, otherwise, even if it is just me, otherwise it will just fall into... I could have went home and just left it, but I think it's important that we don't do that. So let's do some early Christmas gifts. I wish they were for me, but they're not. Early Christmas gifts. Let's do this one first. These out from Santa. We have a 20-watt ultra bright floodlight. So this is another one that's like in the kitchen, and I'm going to put this one here. These are the same lights that we put in the toilet, and I'm going to put these in the kitchen because they're quite good. What's in this box? In this box we have some cardboard. It's a fire starting. Now this is for me. This is a sleeping bag quilt. So it's basically a big square of sleeping bag quilt, and I got that because I quite fancied it, and you can wear it like a cape. But that's for me. I'm having that. What? What's this? Tower Bolt 2-pack? Oh dear. These all came. Oh, right, okay. So last time I stayed here, I couldn't close that back door. I couldn't lock it because it doesn't have a lock on the inside. So I've got two hasp bolts so I can at least throw one. I can shove this on. In truth, it's so warped by the water, you really can't really open it that easily. But this will mean that I can sleep safely tonight, knowing that I won't be murdered. I may be crushed by a fallen roof, but I won't be murdered. Now, I thought this would be bigger. This is my emergency crank radio. This is for me. So this is a radio. It's a very cheap radio. There we go. Okay, so this is my new radio. Can you see that? It's a new radio. This is my radio. So torch. You can crank it like this, and then we can get some righteous tunes on. Well, don't think it's working. Tuning. Don't know. I need to. What's got a torch? Not a very good torch, but and it does also take. Ooh, that's another torch. Look, what a complete waste of time. And it takes 3 AAA batteries, which I've got down with me. So that's so that I can not sit here in the silence and creep myself out. So currently in the kitchen, we have one light here, which is fine, and it's a super bright light. But what I'm going to do is take that off, and I'm going to put in those other lights. So in the kitchen, we've gone from one spotlight to these are van lights, caravan lights, 12 volt. I think they're 20 watt lights, but I mean, they're not too bad, they're pretty decent. That's certainly enough to cook in. It's certainly better than standing in the dark. In the meantime, I'm going to take that spotlight there and I'm going to put it into the big room. So in here, these are the only 2 lights we've got. That was quite annoying. I have fitted new lights. You can probably tell I'm in the main room and it's a lot brighter because I have fitted 1, 2 floodlights. Other sort of warmer lights are still fitted for a more intimate atmosphere, but they're pretty good. That lights the room up quite well. So tomorrow, once Christmas is finally finished, if I'm still here, you'll be able to see the relief properly on my face. But if we go through here, I also fitted a floodlight in the hallway because it's a bit of a dark spot, and if you're going from the main room to the kitchen, assuming the roof doesn't fall down at some point, then it's good that it's well lit. So we've got, this is the floodlight that was in the kitchen, so this is all lit up. And this is quite good because tomorrow morning you'll be able to see the disappointment in my face when I realise I don't actually have any presents to open for Christmas, but that disappointment will be replaced with resignation when I remember that it's been that way for the past, I don't know, 20 years. Right, what's next? Just watch something on Netflix. Oh, can't do that. Prime, nope, can't do that. I could phone someone, nope, can't do that. What could I do? I could just close the curtains. I could do that. Might be someone out there looking in. I tell you what, actually, I've got another bag of goodies to open. Let's do that. So there's a shop in Haddington called Main's. It's a saddler, so it sells lots of stuff that I don't really know what they are. It's to do with horses, so I don't know, girdles and stirrups and things. They're closing down, which is a shame because they're a good hardware shop and they're kind of being just hoovered up by all the tool stations and screw fixes that are opening up, and probably people maybe not having horses as much. I don't know, but I bought some stuff because they had a 40% off sale. So what did I buy? A pigeon. Now I assume that this is maybe a lure or something. I mean, actually I bought 2 of them because I thought they would get lonely and there was 2 left. So I assume that you put these in the garden and it lures. I don't know what it does, but I thought they'd be quite good for the range. So I'll put those on the range and we can shoot them. Wired up one of these switches and it was an absolute pain in the arse. I'll go in the bin. We need to replace the hinges on the door outside the door where all the lawnmowers and stuff are. An axe. This is an old faithful axe. So I just thought, you can never have enough axes, can you? Especially at Christmas. So hasp and staple, that's also for the door. Some firelighters, just because they were, why not? These are 15mm to 12.5mm adapters. So they basically, I think, can go from a garden hose to 50mm pecs. or copper. Now 50mm PEX copper is what's going on in here with everything. So we can possibly, and I've left it in the van, but I do have a big old hose pipe that I got from Mains as well. Like 30 metres of it's far too much. But the point is that I think we can replace the PEX that's outside with that hose pipe. We can bury most of it. You need to be here to appreciate this, and even then there's not much to appreciate.